Did you miss me? You probably didn't. In fact, you probably even forgot that this was a series because I took forever to shoot it. That's my bad. But we are back. Welcome to Matinee Cinema, a show where I try to deflect my problems and go to the movies. Is it working? Maybe. But last year there were movies that I did like that had a top 10 placement for me. And I will be trying to go in some way of depth. And it's kind of cold out here and it's snowing. But what better way of being cinematic about it than to talk about it on camera? I'm actually about to go see a movie right now, but I figured I had time, so we can skip the previews. But the movie we're going to start off with, I probably should have waited near Valentine's Day, but anyway, we're going to be talking about Hard Eyes, a movie that probably not a people even remember that came out, but it's all good because I saw it, and that's what matters. So, to sum up Hard Eyes and try to sell it to you, we basically have a young individual woman that is ambitious by basically promoting how much we, influence romance through this new institution of expenses and trying to basically finesse people into believing that romance comes with cost. And also, we have another individual gentleman who basically comes to fly because this individual, the woman that I'm talking about, is not good at her job. So now these two go from what should have been just a night of influence through conversation, of job, potential linking of romance, to then trying to survive through the night by the AKA killer. Hard Eyes. Now, if you want to look at this movie from a simple aspect, it basically is just like a fun slashy thriller that's kind of inspired by the late 90s and so on. But I look at it more from my complex of this, is that romance is annoying, it's patience, and in 24 hours, if you spend enough time with somebody, you can really learn a lot about them, and I think people need to get back to that instead of just relying on apps. I'm a hypocrite because I've relied on apps, and as well as just really the expenses of other people and podcast opinions, because we've come a long way. I mean, look about it. When you look at the news and the way people in this movie treat people dying, it's just kind of like, who cares about Valentine's Day? Because the world is cruel now and no one really cares about romance and genuine intentions and stuff like that. And then as well, when you look at the fact that even Starbucks is not special and no one should be considering Starbucks in the great 2026, but, that's more debatable. People like what they like. It is what it is. But outside of that, I mean, just look at the journey our two characters go through. I mean, literally, he gets to go inside of the house, literally gets to look at the way she's living, and she's living like a hot mess. I've been there. I've seen how those houses look, but that's for my secret to keep. Outside of that, they even end up at the police station. I mean, hell, they literally end up even at a movie dining, sort of. It's kind of like retro-ish to like how things used to be. They even end up literally listening to people in the backseat making love to each other, which is super romantic. Like, listen, gotta get it how you get it, right? I mean, low-key, when you think about it, actually, no, never mind. I won't say that on camera. I'll keep that to myself. I'm trying my best to get better at this. I'm rusty, y'all, but that's not the point. The point of this movie is that when you really think about it, it's like if you took Steve Carell's character from the 40-year-old version, he probably would have ended up being Hard Eyes. Because really, in the end, all it is just basically people with fetishes and basically to the other people's expense, doing what they can to find romance, which is what a lot of people do. Because romance now is about survival. If you really think about it, it's like the Hunger Games in real life, but with romance. But this film, it shows what happens that through chaos, you can learn a lot about your partner and learn about survival skills and also learning how to not be in depth with focusing on Instagram posts or Facebook posts of your ex-lovers, because that doesn't matter no more. It's not what defines you. It's about the person that sees all through your bullshit and understands in the end what you need to qualify for in your personal life. And also, this film is really fun. I mean, seriously, I laugh my ass off, and that's the point that you need to be focusing on with what you do. So, Hard Eyes, you get a banner from me. Great film.